Welcome or welcome back to WatchAdvisor on YouTube. It's Alexander speaking, your host, and with me is Wilhelm Schmid, the CEO of A Lange Söhne. Good morning, Wilhelm.
Hi, Alexander. Good to see you.
Yes, I'm happy to be back and to enjoy my cup of rooibos tea that has become a tradition. Every time we see each other, we do have rooibos tea.
I got to learn to love it in South Africa. And, we drink a lot here because the air is so dry. We talk a lot. If I would consume that in coffee or tea, after lunch, I would walk like this with rooibos tea. That's perfect.
It's fine. And it became a tradition. Those who have watched our interviews with Wilhelm know that. And so we are back.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
Wilhelm, we have already been launching a video about the Odysseus. You're wearing the watch. Many of you have seen it. And in the comments, people are asking always the same question. What the hell, or what can I do to get one?
Yeah.
This watch is so sought after. It was limited. The steel version was limited. The white gold version, it was limited. And now you have the titanium version. And what can people do? And why is it so special? And why can't they get it? Can you give us some insights?
Well, it's the steel watch is not limited, nor is the white gold.
Yeah, but limited in sense not getting it.
Yeah, it's limited simply by the fact, Alexander, that if you look at the movement and the quality of watchmaker that we have to produce that movement, it's in the same category than the Lange one, because it's outside date, it's jumping outside date. So, that's what you need. And we don't have endless number of watchmaker. So we have capacity and we have to allocate capacity. And the demand for the Lange one is strong. So you can't just move a gap around by taking watchmaker that did the Lange one to the Odysseus. So to start with, it's not an artificially created scarcity. It's simply due to the fact that we cannot produce a lot more than 5,500 watches. So that's the beginning point, because only if you really understand this, or what I'm saying right now does make sense. Titanium is a special material. It's quite hard to work with, specifically if you go to the details that we went through. So we said we limit it to 250, a little bit like we do with honey gold, because we want to keep certain materials quite special. Now, 250 watches is nothing in today's world, and the demand is gigantic. We said this is a watch very clearly for customer. We want to please those people that are with us for a long time. Now, here comes the challenge, and I absolutely sympathize with everybody that is angry with us because he can't or she can't get the watch. And I appreciate that. I sympathize with the fact you're angry, but a customer for us is somebody that we know. If I don't know you, and I don't mean that personally, if my organization doesn't know you, there's the likelihood that if we just allocate these watches blindly to somebody, the likelihood that he or she will just flip the watch and will see it a week later at the grey market or at auctions is very high. And that is exactly what we do not want. And if we go back to the 24th of October 2019, where we launched the steel watch, a handful of watches ended up where we didn't want it to be, but only a handful watch. The rest obviously made the journey to the right wrist. And is still there. So, unless somebody gives me a great idea how to identify who is a customer and who's not, how can we create a history without having a history? I'm happy to listen. But until then, I have to say, overall, the system is fair. It worked out for our customers and for us. And we avoid that all the hot pieces enter the secondary market quickly, and it is just good for somebody generating quite a bit of money in short time.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
And I said, I wish I could read people's mind and I could identify, but you know what? It's we have to apply a system that works everywhere, and that's automated, and that gives us, a fair approach to whoever is coming.
The Odysseus is sold through your own network.
Yes.
It doesn't go to retailers.
Well, that we have internal and external boutiques, and of course you can get it at an external boutique as well.
Yeah, but it's your boutiques are selling them. It's not retailers.
No.
And you then know the customer as customers who will get it, and it's really something you. I don't want to say make him a favor because he still has to buy it for 55,000 euros, but you allocate a watch for him. And you know that the watch will stay on his wrist in his collection, and he will enjoy the watch.
Look, I believe if you know somebody for a while and he had similar watches that is still with him, the likelihood that he will not quickly turn this watch is very high. So therefore, we need that history.
Yeah.
If you don't have the history, it's guesswork, and we all know what ends with guesswork.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but I do very much appreciate what you do, but I tried to ask a question because there's so many comments you are asking. How can I get a Odysseus?
I know.
Now,
I know.
yeah,
It is a luxurious problem to have, but again,
Yeah.
and let me re-emphasize on it.
luxurious problem to have.
Is not scarcity created by marketing. It's a A Lange Söhne watch. It's a movement that is at the same level than all the other movements. Decorated everywhere, assembled twice. All these little details, and there are so many watches we can produce.
Yeah.
I always say, 5,500 watches, and we have around 500 people working in the factory. So, that's what we do. And if in a good year we manage maybe to get 10 to 12 new young watchmaker out of our school, that we operate our own. It's actually the 25th anniversary this year of our watchmaking school. So it's about 10 to 12. Now one could say, they produce about 30, 35 watches a year. Not in the first year though, because it takes a while before you really, catch up with those that are in the process a bit longer. But at the same time, we have people that retire. That's the way we can grow, not any quicker, unless we would accept shortcuts, which is not really our nature.
I will just take a number. Wilhelm just said 5,500 watches. He said it. Now, I've been writing this number quite often in comments, and some people said, no, they make more. They don't. No. And if you out there are thinking about investing once in a real luxury watch at the top level, think twice if you buy Geneva or Glashütte. It's just my humble opinion. Just think 5,500 versus 60,000 plus. I don't see anything else than this. A little advertising for A Lange Shne. I always try to argue, and then if I give those numbers, they say, "Oh, wow, this is you are really a luxury."
Yes. And Alexander, and let me again share it with you, because we don't distinguish in quality. If you buy a Saxonia thin, which is two-hand watch, very much sought after, the quality, the decoration, the double assembly, it gets and perceives the same love to attention than we apply to a grand complication. So, that is important to understand. We don't have a quality A and a quality B, we only have a quality A. And again, the flip side of that coin is we cannot just ramp up production. It doesn't work like this. And at the moment, we experience a very strong increase in demand. And again, for all those that are wait for their watches, accept my apologies. We also are a little crippled right now by COVID in Germany. That's still, very high. We saw some serious cases in our factory, which also again is slowing down at the moment. Let's cross fingers that in maybe 6 to 7 weeks, that's all back for the summer. But it's human beings at the end. It's not a robot, it's a human being, and they have good days and they have bad days. Gladly, we have a lot of ladies on board. They are tougher than us men, so they come. But again, we work with the scarcest resource you can find on the planet. Skilled people, craftsmen. That is the bottleneck.
Yeah.
And it's the bottleneck, but it's also the reason why people so happily spend so much money for our watches.
Yeah.
So.
To finish our little conversation, in the next years, there is a remarkable date that will. He's smiling.
30 years, I guess.
Yes, exactly. This was this is what I wanted to ask you. Can we get a small idea what you are planning for the 30 years of the new Lange, A Lange Söhne, Lange Uhren GmbH, since it was, rebuilt after the fall of the Iron Curtain, etc., and Walter Lange and Günter Blümlein started again. Is anything in the pipeline? Of course, there's something, but can you heat up the tension?
I know Alexander now for more than 11 years. He's been with us since '94, and he doesn't get tired to try his luck on getting something which we are not prepared to give. So I love your resilience, but I can't share with you.
But there is. You are celebrating those 30 years, and
we did the 25th. Specifically on the Lange One, you may remember it. These 9 different executions to illustrate the whole Lange One family. It's a date that we honor, and each and every watch that we display, because it's always the 25th. If the movement is coming to a standstill, it's the 25th. To remember Günter Blümlein and his vision to say it's in the newspaper on the 25th. We launched the watch at the 24th, but I want to be precise the next day. And in those days, there was no internet. So the tiny little things we do not forget, Alexander, you know us.
So maybe if you are not in the position to get an Odysseus or another watch, you probably think about next year. And you maybe are among the lucky ones to get one of the watches that are going to be limited. Hopefully not only series in 30 pieces. This will again cause the next problem. And we will sit back here with our rooibos tea. I will say, Wilhelm, can you please explain this limitation of 30 pieces and why so many in the comments of the videos we have already been posting are asking why the hell can I get? How can I get it?
It's actually a good challenge for us, because if you see, we pushed it already from our traditional 200 to 250. Because in my time, that's the first time where we do 250. The maximum we did so far is 200. And we already did that a little bit to accommodate at least 50 more people. But again, 5,500 watches, 250. So you see, I can't make any bigger numbers in these limited editions, because then it eats too much of our production capacity, and that means I move a gap around, and the other gaps will just get bigger, which is there's no reason for it.
Before we started the interview, Wilhelm said to me if Lange would allocate the Odysseus to just anyone, the watches will probably be sold in 10 minutes or something.
Guess so?
Yeah, I think so. And then they will flip out somewhere, as other brands do, and as I don't like. And you know me, I don't like that kind of business. So it's good. I really appreciate what you're doing here, keeping it clean, keeping it reserved or designated for people who really want the watch. They're proud of wearing it. That's how it should be done.
That's how we try to do it, Alexander.
Very nice.
sometimes we do well and sometimes we fail. Accept my apology. Stay with us. You know, it's not because we have no better system.
And end of the day, it's a luxury problem we have.
That's true.
We have to say.
But thank you for everybody who is so keen on our watches. You know, we do it for you. We don't do it for us. You know, you are at the end, those that appreciate our watches. And if I see the comments, I understand your frustration, but I'll also be a little proud because, you know,
you can be. Please be proud.
You know, that's thank you for that.
Wilhelm, our rooibos is almost
run. Yes, the first of the day.
Yes, thank you very
Alexander.
much. It's always a big pleasure to have you. We continue our tradition next year, so same time,
Definitely.
same station. Watches and Wonders 2023. Rooibos tea. Wilhelm will be here. I will be here. Hopefully, Jorge, our cameraman. So stay tuned on WatchAdvisor YouTube for 1 year at least. That's the first time I do such an kind of extra. I'm saying, oh, stay tuned for 1 year. Okay. No, I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander.
I'm in an extremely good mood to be here back, and I'm really appreciate that we can be back live, and it's not a Zoom call or team call or whatsoever.
It is, you know, you only know what you miss when it's taken away from you. And
Exactly.
for that, it was quite good. You know, now we appreciate it even more.
And I'm really happy. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank
Watch
you.
Advisor on YouTube, your channel. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Be safe, stay healthy.